This is the International Rock Review, where every week I talk about a different band from a different part of the world. Today I'm going off to the great state of Illinois, and we're going to be talking about the Steepwater Band. And where do I begin? Well, I guess I should state that they've been doing this now for 20 years. In fact, they just celebrated. Today is March 31st, and just yesterday they celebrated their 20th anniversary. I guess it was the first show ever, and that's just incredible. You know, it's very hard to be in a band for 5 years and get along. I myself was in a band for a little bit over 10 years, 12 years, and you know, it was hard to do that. But for 20 years, and you know, it's not that these guys are playing one show here, one show there. These guys play roughly about 140 dates a year, and legitimately all over the world. I think Spain is like their second home. They're there all the time. Played a lot of other great places as well too, and they have one hell of a following. So they started off in 1998, and it was a power trio. You had Jeff Massey on guitar and vocals, Joe Winter on drums, and Todd Michael Bowers on bass. And after about a couple of years, they were doing electrified blues standards, and they were putting their own spin on it, which is great, much like one of my favorite bands, Humble Pie, and giving it their own identity. But a little while after they started the band, they started writing their own tunes, which I think obviously it's a great idea because, you know, they've come out with a lot of albums since 1998. But yeah, they started writing their own songs. They actually had another singer in the band for a brief period of time from Bottles of Wine. This singer's called Michael Connolly. He was in the band for, I think, a year or two. But they spent a lot of time as a three-piece band. And, you know, being a power trio, it is very difficult because I think it's one of the most difficult things in the world, because as a guitar player, when you take a lead, you still, you don't have the rhythm guitar power behind you while you're soloing away. So I think, you know, it's tough to really make it really interesting. I guess you have to really rely on the rhythm section to, you know, spice things up. But they remained a power trio for a long time until 2012. They brought in Eric Sailors, who is a guitar wizard, and he's been in the band for about 6 years right now. In the 20 years that they've been a band, they have played literally hundreds to a few thousand concerts all over the world. They have worked with people like Mark Ford from the legendary Black Crowes band as producer for at least one album I can think of, which would be called Grace and Melody. They have opened up for a countless amount of great bands like Government Mule, Blackberry Smoke, Taj Mahal, Wilco, Leon Russell, Bad Company, and there's quite a few that I'm leaving off because I just can't remember. These guys are the real deal. You know, they are the hardest working band that I can think of. You know, imagine being in a band and playing at least 140 dates a year. There's 365 days in the year. That's like you're averaging, like, you know, one show every 2-3 days. That's incredible, you know, and, you know, touring the States. They've been in Spain and all over Europe multiple times since 2005. I think their first European show might have been Asquina Rock Festival in Spain. I remember reading that somewhere in their Wikipedia page and just thinking that's fantastic. So, interesting things about Steepwater Band. My lovely wife Letitia Powers contributed artwork for one of their live albums called Live and Humble, and that's just fantastic. You know, we have a bit of a connection with the Steepwater Band. You know, also I was told about them 10 years ago from a great friend from the New Jersey area, Christy Smith. Hello, Christy. They're very well acquainted with the Independent Music Festival that's out in Pennsylvania by my friend Brian Thompson. Hello, Brian. It's just called Really Fest, also celebrating 20 years this year from 1998. And these guys, I've been told, are the nicest dudes ever, some of the greatest blues musicians that are on the scene right now. And Rockin It Up gives a big salute to Joe, to Eric, to Todd, and to Jeff for their commitment to music and their passion. And to do music today, you really have to love what you do. And the Steepwater Band really loves making music and performing for people all around the world. So Rockin It Up salutes you guys. Okay, let's hear something from their latest album, which is called Shake Your Faith. And let's hear Mama Gotta Ramble on Rock It Up.